Assalamu alaikum, welcome to lesson number 5 of Mukhtasar al-Qudoori. Right, so first of all let's explain the words. Yustahabbu, okay, this is from istahabba yastahibbu, and it's used in the majhul or the passive sense or tense. Okay, istahabba yastahibbu, majhul. So yustahabbu, it means it is preferred. Lil mutawaddi, mutawaddi is the one performing wudu. Lam is harf al-jar. And yanwi, yanwi is from nawa yanwi. Okay, niya, nawa yanwi niya, it means to intend something. At-tahara, we've done this before, purity. Yastaw'ib, this is also from bab istif'al. Istaw'aba yastaw'ibu, which means to encompass, to totally encompass something, to cover every single inch of it. Ra's, it means head, we've done this before. Masah, it means to wipe. Yurattib is from arattaba yurattibu. Okay, bab taf'il, and it means to put into order. Okay, to put into order. Yastaw'aba yasta'ibu, it means to encompass, and istahab is to prefer, to like, prefer, nawa, to intend. To yurattibu, to put into order, and it's a sigha. All of these are single, wahid, mudhakkar, masculine, and it's all present tense. Al-wudu'a, wudu is wudu. فَيُبْتَدَعُ بِمَا بَدَأَ اللَّهُ تَعَالَى بِذِكْرِهِ. Again, you can say يَبْتَدِئُ. If you say يَبْتَدِئُ, then it means he initiated. يُبْتَدَعُ, it was initiated, or is initiated. This is from bab ibtada'a yabtadi'u. Okay, means to start off. Bidaya, the root letters are. Bima bada'a, again this is majhul wahid ghaib mudhakkar. Bima ma mawsula harf al-jar. Bada'a yabda'u. Now this time this is from bada'a yabda'u. Okay, and the last one was from ibtada'a yabtadi'u, bab ifti'al over there. Okay. To start off, bada'a means start off as well. Allah Ta'ala bi dhikrihi, bi harf al-jar, dhikrihi with his mentioning. Okay, mention, he, it, goes back to ma. Wa bil mayamin, mayamin is the plural of yamin, which means the right, like left and right, so it means the right. Tawali, okay, this is the masdar of tawala, yatawala. Okay, it means to do one after the other, one after the other immediately, one after the other. Tawali. Mashu, done this before. Raqaba, it means the nape, back of the neck, the nape. Okay, so here is an example of a nape. Okay, so this is the nape. Right, this area over here, that's the nape. Okay, the nape. Raqaba. Right, now let's go into the grammar of this text. So first of all we have fi'l mudari', and it's majhul, so therefore it requires a naib file. The naib file, which I'll mention in a bit, is actually all of this. Okay, an yanwiya taharata wa yasta'iba ra'sahu bil mas wa yurattibu al-wudu'a fa yubtada'u bima bada Allah ta'ala bi dhikri bima tawali wa mashu al-raqabati. All of these atafs, with all the atafs on it, These are all the atafs. Okay, with all these atafs, these are all the naib. Altogether they become the naib file of yustahabbu. In other words, what is yustahab? What is mustahab? All of this is mustahab. Right, so lil mutawaddi, this lam here is harf al-jar. Okay, so lil mutawaddi'i, harf al-jar is gonna give that a kasra. So what's mustahab? What's the naib file? An, this is an al-masdariya. It's called an masdari. It gives, or it makes the verb that comes after it, makes into a masdar. So an yanwiya at-taharata, that he intends. Okay, so this is he intends. He intends the fi'l. The file is he. At-taharata, this is the maf'ul bihi. Wa yastaw'iba, and he, again, this is the fa'il. Ra'sahu, this is maf'ul bihi. And bil mashi, ba harf al-jar. I'm going to give this a kasra there. So the harf al-jar, okay, is muta'alliq, connected to the yastaw'ibu, ra'sahu, all that. Jumla fi'liya. Wa yurattiba, again this is fatha. An-nasiba, yastaw'ib, okay, and that. And yanwiya, okay, as well, all of that, because of this an. Al-Wudhu, so yurattib, again the file is he, and wudu'a is the maf'ul bihi. Fayubtada'u, yubtada'u is initiated, or he starts. Ba harf al-jar. Bi ma bada Allahu ta'ala bi dhikrihi. Ma is mawsul, okay, mawsul. And then all of this will be the sila. So bada Allahu, bada is fi'l madi, he, okay, he is times one, single, madi, bada'a yabda'u. So Allah is, the word Allah is the fa'il, bada'a, ta'ala, exalted, bidhikrihi, with its mentioning. So the hu dhamir goes back to ma, the mentioning of it. So bada Allahu, that which Allah Ta'ala mentioned it, began its mentioning by. So all of that is the mawsul. Okay, so all of this, actually all of that is the mawsul of the ma, which is, so sila of the mawsul ma. Waw harf atf bil mayamin, mayamin, okay, this is atf on an, yanwiya. Mayamin, yamin, it means the right. Okay, so the vowel which is going to appear on here, bil mayamini. Oops, wrong color, change that. So bil mayamini, because of the harf al-jar. Wat tawali, this would be tawali, this would also be a naib file. I'rab doesn't appear on here. Wa mashu raqabati, this is mudaf, and this would be mudaf ilayhi. Wa mashu ar-raqab mudaf ilayhi, and this would also be the ma'tuf, and then all of this would become the naib file of yustahabbu. Right, so now let's look at the whole of this. So if we were to make this into the fi'l, so we say this is the fi'l, right, and the naib file, change color, let's give you another color, it's brown color. Naib file, all of this okay. One thing I just need to correct here, this bil mayam in this waw, all these waws are ataf onto here. Okay, let me change that color. All these waws are ataf onto here, an, okay, so these others 1, 2, 3, 4 atafs onto an, and this ataf is actually done, this ataf is done over here. Yubtada'u bil mayamin, wa yubtada'u Okay, and it goes back to here. So two things, يبتدأ بما بدأ الله تعالى بذكري and بالميام. Okay, now let's look at the lessons that we can draw from here. So here Imam Quduri, what he wants to explain is those actions which are mustahab. Okay, we call mustahab. Mustahab actions are those which are preferred actions that are good to do. If you do them, you get a reward, and if you don't do them, there is no sin. Okay, no sin in leaving them, but you get a reward if you do them. So these are the mustahab actions that Imam Quduri is listed. For the mutawaddi, the one performing wudu. Now, how many things has he mentioned? So I'll break it down for you, the things that he mentions. So number 1, yanwi at-tahara. Number 2, yasta'ib ra'su bil masah. Number 3, yurattib al-wudu'a. فيبتدئ بما بدأ الله تعالى بذكره. That's all part of it. And then number 4, بالميامن. And then number 5, بالتوالي. And finally number 6 is masur raqaba. So altogether he mentions here 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oops, made a mistake there. 3, 4, 5, 6. So there's 6 things that he mentions over here which are considered to be the mustahab actions. So let's look at each one of them. Number 1 is to make firm intention. Yanwi at-tahara. So before a person starts their wudu, they have to intend they're performing wudu. Now, what this means, let's say for example there's a person walking, okay, in the rain, and he gets soaked. Okay, so he's walking there and the rain is falling on him and he gets drenched in rain and he doesn't intend anything at all, and he gets home, he realizes his whole of his body is wet. Okay, then this person will not get the reward of wudu. It's not mustahab. But if he makes an intention, which we normally do when we go to the bathroom or we go to the place to perform wudu, we intend to perform wudu. So this is something which is rewarding. Making intention to perform wudu before we start it is rewarding. Right, number 2, yasta'ib ra'sahu bil mas. Now we talked about wiping of the head, and we said that the fard of wiping of the head is a quarter of the head, and we talked about how the Prophet ﷺ used to wipe his head. So we say that the masa of the head, the entire head, okay, entire head is mustahab. Okay, the entire head, including it in the wiping, is mustahab according to Imam Quduri. Number 3 is the order that we wash our limbs in. So he said the order is also mustahab, to perform the order according to how Allah has mentioned it. Where has he mentioned it? In the Quran. So Allah mentions the order where the first thing he mentions is the face, and then he mentions the arms, and then he mentions the wiping the head, and then he mentions the feet. So this particular order, following this particular order, is considered again to be mustahab. Okay, this is a mustahab action, following this particular order. And if a person was not to follow this particular order, then according to the Hanafis, the wudu will be done. However, he won't he will not have done it according to the mustahab method. Wabil mayamin. Mayamin means that starts off with the right hand side. Every limb, okay, every limb that has a pair. Okay, then you start off, first of all, you do the right. So like the right hand, and then the left, and then you do the left. The right foot, and then the left. So the right is done first, and then second, the left is done. So this is order, and right and left is also something which is mustahab. Number 5 is tawali. Tawali basically means that you wash each limb one after the other before the previous limb gets dry. So let's say for example you wash your face first of all, and immediately after that wash your arms before the face dries. in natural conditions, and then you wipe your head quickly before the arms dry, and then you wash your feet. Now normally we do this, we don't have to worry about it, it normally happens. But what it's trying to say is that, let's say a person was to wash their face and then half an hour later decide to wash their arms. This would be fine according to the Hanafi Fiqh. However, this wouldn't be the Mustahab because the face would have dried by then. So the washing of the limbs should be done one after the other in succession without the previous limb drying in normal condition. Now I say normal conditions because if you're in a very hot place, then that hot place may cause the limbs to dry very, very quickly. So then that's nothing wrong with that. The istihbab, the mustahab will still have been gained. Finally, mashu raqaba, the wiping of the neck. Now the wiping of the nape, the back of the nape, is done with the hands whilst the head is being wiped. So if you imagine this is the hair. So once a person wipes their head, after wiping the head, then they bring their hands down and they wipe the back of their neck. Okay, let me choose another color so you can see. Wipe the back of the neck, and you can do this with the back of the fingers if you wish, or with the palms of the hand, fingers. So this area is wiped, and this Imam Qudoori considers to be a mustahab action. So these are the 6 things which Imam Qudoori mentions as mustahab for a person to perform whilst doing wudu. Jazakumullah.